Hi, welcome to my channel, Mermaid Mandy's Orchids. My name is Mandy, and today is an introduction to my orchids. So, I'm going to start with my Dendrobium orchids. This is my Dendrobium orchid. It is called it's Dendrobium Bangkok Fancy. It has dark purple flowers, which have died. It is growing a new pseudobulb spike or whatever it's called. I'm new to this, and it's got new roots. I repotted this one out of sphagnum moss and I put it in fine bark, and it has new roots right there. I did cut a lot of roots. I kind of regret that, but a lot of them are mushy and seem dead. But now it is shriveled, as you can see, and but it's growing new roots, which is a plus. So I'm trying to baby these roots and keep them moist, and trying to keep this growing upright, which is why I have this have it right here for right now until I can get something else. I just put that there today. I have it sitting, I just did this today actually, but I have it in this pot, which I've repotted it. It's got holes, but for more humidity, because it dries up really fast here, the bark dries up really fast. I have rocks down here and water to evaporate and create more humidity, because the humidity right now is 53%, and I'm pretty sure that this would appreciate a higher humidity, so that's what I have. So it's not actually sitting in the water or even sitting on the rocks. Next is the other Dendrobium. I asked the grower to name both of these. They only named the Bangkok Fancy. If you have any idea what kind of Dendrobium this is, please let me know. But it's like if I can get it to focus, it's closing up and dying as well. It's a light lavender color. They were coming off when I got it, but these are a recent purchase of mine. As you can see, this one is not shriveled, it is plump, and it's growing. This has grown since I've got it. It's about an inch tall, and I took it out and decided not to repot this quite yet, and I left it in the moss because the moss started becoming alive, and the roots are growing green tips and are white and green whenever I water them. I've just left them with this moss because they seem happy, and I have water, I have pebbles, and then I have water down below the pebbles, so that it's providing constant humidity for these roots. And I think I'm going to leave it like this for now. I know ultimately I'm going to have to do something about it. I'm not quite sure what yet. I do want this moss to become alive, and I'm just like, watching it for creepy crawlies, and for making sure no mold is popping up on it. So those are my Dendrobiums. We'll see how the bark one does. You can follow me on that one. Then next I'll go to the Oncidium hybrids. So I bought two Oncidium hybrids, this one and the one behind it. I got it from a local pot plant shop. So this Oncidium is the first one I got. It was plump when I got it, but it shriveled up after I cut the roots. And it's in fine bark. It had a lot of dead roots. It was mushy. And I cut the flower spikes on it, except for like where there were no flowers, and just trying to keep it moist. I have pebbles under here as well, and I have this in here to help me see when it needs to be watered. It's actually a recycled ice cream, like, I don't know what it's called, piece of wood stick, ice cream stick. Then this one is the other Oncidium hybrid, and they're both the same kind. They are the Biolera Big Shot High-Low Sparkle. I got it on my dad's birthday, and just in case this one didn't do so well being repotted, I got this one, which has yet to be repotted. I went back and got it because I loved it so much because it was so fragrant. It filled my entire room with its fragrance, and I just think it's a beautiful flower. So I got it, and as you can see, the flowers are starting to fade and die as well. So anyway, this one is in moss, and for right now I'm keeping it like that. I just found out that there is an orchid society in this area, so I'm going to go to it and then talk to them about this plant, repotting it and whatnot, versus leaving it in the moss that it's in, and trying to get the moss to come alive if it's not already, and then just adding more moss for the new growth into a bigger container, leaving space for it. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. But right now, I've yet to repot this one. But these are the flowers. I think they are so beautiful. And this is one. But yeah, they smell, let's see, what do they smell like? This one has a fragrance in the morning time, whereas this one's fragrance I felt like was like not only in the morning time, but also in the evening time. So that's kind of weird, but this one has a fragrance it puts out in the morning time. And it is just absolutely wonderful. I don't remember what the smell is like, but I'll have to tell you later what the smell is like. They have a lot of different orchids out there with different smells. So one, it smells like chocolate, I believe. But this one, I can't remember what it smells like. So those are my Oncidium hybrids that I have. And then I'll move on to my Phalaenopsises, which I started with. This one I got for my birthday. It is a Phalaenopsis that has a kiki, which is like a full-grown kiki. It had a kiki when I bought it, and I cut the flowers. They're like a yellow, pink flower, like a sunrise. This flower looked like a sunrise, which is why I got it. I'm not sure what kind of Phalaenopsis it is. It's from floriculture, and it has a number on it, but I'm not sure how to find out what kind of Phalaenopsis it is. This one is one my husband got me, and he got it because it was at Walmart, and it was a blue orchid, and then I told him later that it's only blue because they put dye in the fertilizer and water. It's actually a white flower. It had damage, long story, but it's recovering. And that one is a white flower. This one is my Mother's Day gift, and it received damage, and I'm trying to recover it. It started growing kiki to reproduce itself because this one is damaged and will no longer grow any more leaves. This one is growing roots, as well as this part is growing roots. And so I'm not really sure what to do about it. I'm just letting this kiki grow for now, and then once the kiki is large enough, I'll decide what to do with the rest of it. This one grows white flowers. This is another one of my Phalaenopsises. It's dark in this room. These leaves are really not that dark, but it just looks like it. But this one I can't even remember, because it didn't flower last year. It didn't flower last year. I moved last year, and it got damaged in the moving process and did not flower after that. And so I'm hoping that by winter time, this one will produce a spike and flower. But it may or may not. I repotted it, and in Orchids bark. That's all the bark that I have is Orchiata bark, but I repotted it and we'll see how it goes. It's growing new roots. Yeah. I don't have to tell you the story about how I lost a lot of my orchids in the moving process, but that's later. This is another Phalaenopsis I got on my birthday, and it has white flowers. I call this one Hope, and then the other one over there I call Dream, and it's to remind me of my hope and dreams. But this one is growing new roots, and this one loves water and has green roots, and it's just happy as can be. It is losing its lower this one, but I'm not concerned. Since I've had it, it's grown this very tall, erect leaf. So I'm happy about that. I think it's growing another one right now. But then I have another. Do I have? Oh, the Cattelaya. So I have this Cattelaya, which you can see. I'm doing an experiment with it. I'll explain later. But this one I got recently as well, and it has no roots because all the roots were dead. They kept it too moist. Poor thing. But I'm trying to get it to sprout roots. But this is a Cattelaya. It's a large white queen Cattelaya. But so those are all my orchids that I have right now. I did have more, but like I said, they got damaged in the moving process, which I was also pregnant at the time. But yeah, so I can't wait to share my orchid stories with you and my orchid journey. And I'll talk to you more about it later. But you guys have a good night.